going on, guys? Back working on the Iron 6. She's looking good, isn't she? Very inspiring. I've got a long list of stuff I've got to do in order for this thing to pass inspection. One of those things being I have to have my defroster working. So here's the box. I don't really think, I mean, it should be rebuilt. The CJ Pony Parts kit that they sell, I think, is like 130 bucks. And I'm not looking to drop that kind of money right now, and all I really need to do is have this thing blow some air so it passes inspection. It's pretty rough. Things just fall apart. Look at that. That's crazy. So what I'm going to do is just get it cleaned up. Actually, I got the jumper cables out so I can test and make sure that the blower fan's working. Hopefully, as long as that's still working, I should be pretty good to go. I think it's just going to be a matter of getting this thing cleaned up, vacuumed out, and installed. I don't really feel like having mice species blow in my face whenever I turn it on. My hoses are actually in really good shape. So these I'm probably just going to let soak in some detergent, clean this stuff up, and yeah, I don't think this will be too much of a project. Let's find out if the fan works. All right, we got the ground hooked up. Got power. Let's see if we have any luck here. We got air. I'm assuming that's high. Yeah, that's definitely low. All right, so the fan works. That's great. I don't have to buy one of those. I'll probably clean up the back of this and paint it just so it looks nice sticking out from the firewall. And I guess the other thing I have to worry about is if the heater core in here leaks or not, because I haven't had that hooked up. Right now I just have the line bypassing it. Things to think about. So I've never actually taken one of these apart. It doesn't look too complex. I don't think it's going to be that hard. I'm going to have to start by carefully removing this seal, because it looks like these clips pop off and the whole thing separates. So we'll do that. Magnifico. This thing really isn't too bad. The seals inside are still usable for the most part. It'll get me by, inspection wise anyway. These hoses are in tremendous condition. I don't know what if these things are the original. They look like they could be, but man, these things are tough. This material, this is one of the things that comes in the rebuild kit. It's made out of like a molded cardboard, it feels like. I'm just gonna lightly clean this up so I can get by for now. That seal, rubber seal, is fine. And everything in this section seems fine. I'm not even gonna mess with the heater core. I can go get a new one right now for like 30 bucks. It'll fit the car. So we're looking okay. Also, look what showed up. Parts, and I can't even remember what all I ordered, but let's check out what we got here. That's right. So those are to the armrests. We got the weather stripping for the doors. Seat belts. Nice. And I ordered a new glove box. Which this is basically that same material that piece I was just showing you was made out of. Here's more to the armrests. Oh yeah, I couldn't find most of my bolts for the seats, so I had to buy more of those. These, I'm assuming, go to the armrests. More seat belts. There's my sill plate screws. Just decided to throw those in there. Why not? Go to the armrests. Is there anything else hiding in here? Cool. That's the one nice thing about working on something like a Ford Mustang that's so popular, is you can buy pretty much anything for it. Shouldn't have a lot of trouble finding stuff as opposed to working on like a AMC or something like that. These are the spacers for the door locks. I'm just gonna paint those black. I'm gonna use that Rust-Oleum plastic primer, hit them with that, and then I'll hit them with some black Rust-Oleum and call it. All right, cool. Let's get back to it. Here's a better look at the heater core. It definitely has signs of having a leak, so it's old and tired, so we're just gonna pitch it. Still got some fluid in it. I don't know, maybe I could make something cool with that. I don't know. Anyway, getting distracted. Alright guys, we got this all cleaned up, everything cleaned up nicely. I'm not worried about, again, the insulation that was on the inside of this stuff for now. We just need this thing to blow air so that it can pass inspection. I'm really impressed with these hoses. I don't know what material this is, but even if they were replaced when the car was last on the road, which was 43 years ago, this stuff's tough. So, kudos to whoever designed and made that. Honestly, I'm just going to throw a new heater core in because I don't want this thing, if it doesn't leak, to leak in a year and ruin the new carpet that I just put in. So the only place I could find one was CJ Pony Parts. I think it was like 38 bucks, but that should be here soon. So while we wait for that, I've got to get these brackets installed so we can put the bumpers on. Before I put the bumpers on, I'm going to strip them down as best I can and see if I can't get away with painting them like a gloss black or something. So I have some ideas on how I'm going to do that. I know chrome can be tough to paint, so we'll see how it turns out. So I did a little test fitting on the bumper brackets. This one's fine. This one is all messed up. So I could order a new one, but that would be more money, plus it would take more time to wait for it to show up. So what I'm going to try to do is heat it up with the torch and see if I can't bend it back close enough that it'll work. Basically what I'm going to have to do is heat this corner, and we're going to want to lift this area up because this is supposed to be going straight across. And then once we do that, we're going to have to heat this corner and tuck this side back in so that everything lines up. I think we can do it. Should be alright. Plus, who doesn't like playing with fire? Alright, so we got this angle correct now. Now you can see just how bent up this side is, which I'm sure that's just due to the barbaric nature in which I removed this. But yeah, hopefully we can bend this inward without manipulating that too much. That is significantly better than what it was, so I think that'll work for us. Let these cool down, or I'll let this cool down and dry fit it again, see how it looks. Gotta get off all the seam sealer. There's one thing I hate doing, it's cleaning off seam sealer. But if you don't do it, it's gonna gunk up your sanding pads real bad. So here we are, scrubbing. taillights. Check it out. Got the quarter extensions on, taillights on. I'm gonna try fitting up this bumper. Better make sure everything's lining up properly. Ran into a little bit of issue on this, mounting this one. I had to oblong the holes on this side, but that wasn't too bad. Looks fine to me. Shut the deck lid. I'm happy. These are just a little bit long, but you can barely even tell. So, if we can get this bumper on all right, we'll be in good shape. I'll be curious to see how that thing lines up. I'm about half afraid it'll fit crooked, but we'll figure it out. Anyway, gonna take these outside and clean them up quick. Alright, we got them cleaned up, and a coat of weld-through primer on the bottom, the areas that I won't be able to get to. The outside's cleaned up okay. These are going to be on the inside, so I'm not super worried about them. Just remember, if you have a reasonable excuse, it's not being lazy, it's being strategical. So I'm about to the point where I can tack these in, try the bumpers, see how everything fits. I am running into some fitment issue here. I don't know if it's the shape of these aftermarket floor pans, but in order to have these set properly, I'm gonna have to cut out like a L shape right here on both sides to allow this to lay flush. Alright, made the cuts. These are fitting much better. I had to cut an L on each side, and I actually had to cut an angle right here on each side so that it would fit over this bump. But if you do that, it fits okay. So I'll tack this in. I'm gonna do the same to the other side. We'll tack them in. I have no clue how the bumper's gonna fit. We'll figure it out. All right, so we got the bumper on and it fits okay. From the back, it looks fine to me. I would have to check the gaps on reference photos and stuff. Here, this gap is probably okay, but this gap is a little wide. This should be tucked in further, and I've looked at this, and really the only way I think I have to remedy this is to modify the actual brackets in there for the bumper. But I'm fairly certain that this is supposed to be tucked up a lot closer. Like, I'm pretty sure even this gap could be a little bit closer, and it should wrap around in here. Right now it kind of kicks out at the bottom, but technically that could pass inspection. So if I really wanted to, I could get this bumper painted and throw it on like that. This side's being a little wonky, but I have the bolt kind of loose in there. There's only one bolt on that side, so I have some figuring out to do. Probably I'm not really going to want to paint this bumper and then pull it off and fix it later, but that may be what I do. This is going to get painted gloss black. I don't know what I'm going to do about these yet. I don't know. I have some decisions to make, but there's a lot of stuff I have coming down the pipeline that I got to get done to get this thing inspected. If I'm lucky, the heater core will be here tomorrow, but I might have to wait until Monday. Once we get that, we'll get all that reinstalled, so we have defrosters, and I'll revisit some other stuff. Don't know. But I'm going to try to keep doing these videos a little more frequently because there's a lot of small things I got to get done, and I don't know, just want to update you guys. So until the next episode, guys, stay driven.